across in this highly digitized world is a challenge. You need numerous platforms and highly skilled workers to produce engaging and professional online events. This is why we live. We come alongside you and manage your back-end online event needs, so you can focus on what really matters. Your content. We're ready to amplify and get your message across.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to everyone who's watching us right now. Welcome to another live roundtable discussion with Rappler Hustle in partnership with our group, Breakthrough Leadership and Salt and Light Ventures. My name is Boris Joaquin. I'm the President and Chief Equipping Officer. Yes, you heard it right. It's Chief Equipping Officer of Breakthrough Leadership because we do learning service. We are a learning service provider, and we are a management consulting company. We've been doing this live roundtable discussion with Rappler for the last 2 years. I'm a regular contributing writer for their career section. I give articles on work, career, and other workplace or marketplace related topics. But I also do their Rappler Talk, and then eventually, once the pandemic hits us, the lockdown, we started doing virtual online live sessions like this, whether one-on-one or roundtable discussions. So welcome. We are actually streaming live right now on 2 Facebook pages. That's Rappler, the Facebook page of Rappler, and our Facebook page at Salt and Light Ventures. So if you are watching us right now and you want to make sure that your friends are watching this live roundtable discussion on the moment turning crisis into transformational opportunities, please tag them or share the link with them so that they are guided very well. Invite your friends to join so that they can be part of our discussion as well, and our conversation. Please comment below, guys. I would like to see and I would like to read where you guys are coming from. So just give a shout out wherever you may be, whether you are up north in the Philippines, down south in the Philippines, any part of the archipelago, or even outside of the country. If you're watching this abroad, one of our panelists is all the way from New York. So if you are from another country, just give us a shout out. Tell us who you are and where you're from. I'll be interested to respond to your chats later. And also, now we have a good news for you. For this particular live cast, we are giving away a free ebook. We have a free ebook for anyone who is listening and watching us right now. So what's going to happen is we're going to share a link to you. So the link is being shown right now on the screen. You can see it. But my friends Kervin or Milton, Kervin particularly, they'll probably be chatting on the stream below, or they'll be commenting and they'll be leaving a copy pasting the link where you can download a free ebook entitled Achieving Authentic Success. Bagay na bagay sa topic natin tonight. And this book is written by Ron Jensen, a good friend of mine who's based in California. So it's an amazing book to have. So if you want a copy of that book, if you want to have an ebook of the book entitled Achieving Authentic Success, on the comment section below, please type there, I want I want a copy of the ebook. Just write it there, and then Kervin and some of my friends will probably interact with you or lead you to the link. But the link right now is on the screen. We're showing it right now, and you can share it as long as you're watching this particular live cast. I'm so excited for tonight. This is something that we've discussed a few months back, and we thought it's not relevant anymore. But lo and behold, we thought that we thought that this is probably more timely than ever. The comment section below, by the way, is also an opportunity for you to ask your questions for our panelists, because you might have some specific questions for them, and that's a good place for you to ask them. Anyway, it has been a year or so since COVID-19 filled our lives with several disruptions, with various disruptions, whether it's health, economic, social, and technological. Just when business people like myself were beginning to lay down the foundation for recovery this 2021, grabe, tumaas na naman ang bilang ng infections, and we're back to our lockdown. ECQ na naman. I got lost now on the letters there, or MECQ raw. I heard from one of the panelists when we were talking offline. Eventually, sometime this month. But needless to say, we are back to the drawing board. We're back to where we started. Parang it's 2020 once again, and we thought with the people at Rappler and with Breakthrough Leadership, this is a very timely topic to have, because tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we aim to have a rich and insightful discussion on how to pivot, how to recalibrate during these trying times, how to make the most out of the crisis, and literally bring out opportunities for ourselves personally, and even with our businesses and for industries that we may belong to. This is a very timely topic for you, and we've invited subject matter experts, people that we know have been thriving, have been consulting, have been helping other people, other companies, other businesses. So it's exciting to interact with them. So why don't we jump into it, right onto it again, agad, and without delaying any further. But before I do that, let me just check what's happening right now on Facebook. I always forget that. I should be doing that, because now I'm talking to you, but I'm not really so keen on what's happening there right now. Just to make sure that you guys are with us and you are streaming and you are interacting. Very good. I can see it. Thank you. I can see Erwin, bro, thank you for watching. I can see Oji also watching. Jacqueline, thank you. Ate Laila, I see you. AJ, thank you for being there right now. Thank you. Just keep on chatting. Just keep telling us that you want the ebook. Invite your friends, tag your friends if it's a topic that's relevant to them. We're talking about transitioning or grabbing the opportunity despite of the crisis. How do we transform this situation filled with disruptions into transformational opportunities for us personally and even in our professional or business lives? So I'm going to call in our first panelist for tonight. His name is Jason De La Rosa, and he's very famous to a lot of people, especially on Facebook. He's a serial entrepreneur for 20 plus years now, but he's popularly known as the founder of Bounce Back Philippines or Filipinas and the Bounce Back Network, a business advocacy group of over 1 million members and followers with a mission to help SMEs recover from the crisis and rebuild through innovative learning, corporate partnership, and recovery programs. Welcome to the live stream, Jason. Hi there.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. And Boris, thank you for this opportunity to share whatever I experienced running Bounce Back PH last year.
No.
And
yeah. Oh no. We should thank you. You are doing an amazing job. So a lot of people know you for Bounce Back Philippines. But can you just tell us who Jason De La Rosa is? So we had a fun time discussing your backstory line, but give us a succinct version of that.
okay, well, I'm not much of a I'm not complicated person. I'm just a simple guy. Okay, ever since college, I've always dreamed to become an entrepreneur, and of course, as I said during backstage, now also a musician, right? So the reason why I wanted to become an entrepreneur is because I always love to do new things, create things out of nothing, just like music. Just like how I do it with music. Yeah. So I've never had a boss, and I've started. I started being an entrepreneur third year college all the way, and I never looked back. Yeah,
Entrepreneur all the way. Yeah. And that's why you call
yeah,
yourself a serial entrepreneur, right?
yeah, yes.
From one industry to another. Sir, kwento mo lang sa amin, how did bounce back the advocacy, the program, the Facebook group? How did that happen? Paano siya nagsimula?
Well, it started March 12. No, we just finished our anniversary. No, March 12,
At anniversary.
and that was before the lockdown. That was I think the lockdown was March 15, March 16. No, and I already saw how it will affect our SMEs, no, and also our frontliners. So I decided, okay, I need to gather my friends and colleagues together in a group so that we can pull our resources, we can pull our ideas, and number one, help our frontliners. At that time, we were already feeling that pressure, no, in the hospital. So I wanted to create a group to do that, and secondly, I wanted to create a think tank, no, a think tank that will help, because I already knew that the SMEs were going to encounter a lot of struggles
Hmm.
this lockdown, no. So March 12, I decided. I remember that was lunchtime, and that was before the lockdown. And I said, okay, let me create a group. I just thought of the name Bounce Back, so I created it. And when I started inviting people, I started posting stuff about, okay, this hospital needs this hospital needs this, and people were helping, my friends.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, every minute, people were joining. Every 10 minutes, and I remember sleeping at night, and when I wake up in the morning, there were like 500 requests to join the group. All
Amazing,
right.
man.
Yeah, so that's when I saw the power of the bayanihan concept of Filipinos, that these people are willing to join a group that is helping each other. You know, the people are helping each other, and they want to contribute. At the same time, they're also scared. What's going to happen to me? They want to be with people who they can feel safe with. You know, at the same time, you know, what can I do to help? So that's the digital bayanihan. That's what we call it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's a virtual bayanihan. I love it. I
yeah,
mean, I remember exactly March, April, May last year. It was a buzz. Everybody was like, bounce back PH, bounce back PH. And I think I got a lot of invitation to actually join in. And then I finally joined in. And I saw how people are really literally helping one another. Oh, what's your favorite story, Jason? My favorite story ka ba? I know it's a long time and there's probably gazillions of stories by now, pero may favorite story ka ba from the things that's been happening on the group page?
yes. You're right, no, Boris. Sobrang daming stories. Last year, I get literally hundreds of messages a day at some point, no? Either thanking me, or they're asking for help, or they said, oh, where can I donate this, this, I have a crate of whatever alcohol, where can I bring it? I want to donate it to someone. So I get messages every single day. And I guess the one of my favorite stories is when one struggling entrepreneur was able to recover, and he keeps thanking me and saying, "Hey, you know what? Because of Bounce Back, I was able to sell 12,000 kilos of mangoes."
Wow.
Yeah, and he sent me mangoes in my house. Hey, can I send you some mangoes? Because I was able to recover because of Bounce Back, because all the members helped me out by buying from me, because I was encouraging everyone to buy from each other during that time. No, I also encourage them now to buy from each other. But I love hearing those bounce back stories, because that's the real essence of the group. It's really bouncing back,
It,
recovering. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. It should be a book. It should be a book, Jason. I'm going to
Yeah.
do a collection of stories. I'm going to bring you back. Sorry for that to cut you short right now, but I'll bring you back with the rest of the group. Let me just introduce the second one. But I'm so excited to hear more from you, and I'm sure the viewers as well. See you later, Jason. Now, the next panelist that we have with us is streaming all the way from New York City. Richard Dacalos has over a decade of experience as an international speaker, coach. Like what I said, is based now in New York City. He's the creator and co-founder of Upstart, the board game. And this is actually how I got to know him. Also, he was in our office. And I was always trying to find a way to reconnect, and finally, we have a reason to reconnect.
And
If
thank
you're
you
not
so
familiar-
much.
Yeah, the Upstart board game, it stimulates what it's like to start up a business without the risk, and it's been played to almost 30 different countries. Hi, Decal, welcome to the show.
Hi, and hi everyone online. It's good to be awake this early in the morning to see everyone.
The, the dark shadow behind you tells us it's really 6 a.m. in the morning there. Decal, like what I said in your introduction, we all know you as the founder and the brains behind Upstart Board Games, and maybe just shortly tell us what happened. I mean, what transition between what you were doing here in the Philippines. I know you were also a teacher at some point.
Mhm.
You were part of the academe, and then eventually moving to New York. What happened?
Sure. So I started Upstart, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe I think it's six at this point. I was like Jason, a serial entrepreneur. I was running my own business already for 4 years. And I felt that after 4 years of running a business, it felt like I wasn't where I wanted to be. And I think a lot of people can understand that. It takes a long time and a lot of hard work to start a business. So with that frustration, I ended up locking myself in my room for a week and coming out with a board game that simulates what it's like to set up a business. From all of my experiences, all of the books that I've read, because I do believe with games, you don't have to take any risk. So in a country like the Philippines, where there are real risks if you start a business, you can lose everything. At least you have a place where you can start. And it's funny because after, I'd say, like 3 4 years of running Upstart again, I hit a roadblock and I hit my own personal crisis. After designing and running a business, meeting all of thousands of people around the world, and getting the joy of building a community, I found out that I was clinically depressed.
Oh, okay.
So I went undiagnosed for maybe 17 years. Um, and I realized I needed to take a break, take a step back, and I went back to New York. I was born here in New York, but I moved to the Philippines when I was 8 years old. And I said I would spend some time with family because both of my siblings are here, and try to find out what is it I really want to do. And in the end, I'm still kind of went back full circle, accepting, all right, I'm here to help people.
Wonderful. Oh, I want to dive into that, but it's a totally different topic altogether. Was helping people enabled you to deal with your clinical depression in a way, or was it therapeutical?
Definitely. I'm grateful for every day I had to spend with people, sharing their stories also with entrepreneurship. And that value really like brought me up in the morning some days.
Hmm.
For anyone who's experienced depression, it's real. It feels like you're locked down and you can't get anything done. But it was the community that helped raise me. And it was also the community that helped me realize that I needed help.
And that alone is a panda moment already. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the entire concept here. What is a pivotal moment or a defining moment for you? And I'm glad you brought it up. It was not part of our script or our previous discussion, but it's something that should be discussed. Business people and ordinary people who are not into business, they do suffer some mental depression or anxieties that could actually derail them.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think especially here in the pandemic,
Yes.
we're experiencing global trauma like we've never experienced it before.
Exactly.
We're losing people, and it's getting closer and closer to home. For me, unfortunately, I had that experience in the first months of like lockdown last year in March, losing friends, losing family. And I think we need to understand that. We have to take account of how we're feeling and kind of take a moment to reset. And if you're not being productive, don't beat yourself down because
Hmm.
we need time to heal.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad you're here, Decal, and I'm gonna excuse you for a while. I'm gonna introduce our third panelist, but when we come back, I like to pick more on your brains on that topic and also on how do you sustain a startup, especially during this period. See you later.
See you later.
Our third panelist is probably a familiar face to everyone. Herbert Hernandez is not only something of an ad industry rock star in the Philippines, but he is actually a rock star. He co-founded GIGIL in 2017 with a deadly combination of both strategic thinking and creativity and craftsmanship, and probably local context and understanding what's happening in our culture. His agency won many awards, including starting with the Bronze Spike in 2017, then followed up with more awards with Clios and AdFest. And a year ago, or in 2019, GIGIL was like a David among the Goliaths in the Southeast Asia Campaign Agency of the Year Awards, and actually won the Philippine Independent Agency of the Year and the Philippine Creative Agency of the Year. You probably would know this group and this person more for their creative work in RC Cola, or right now recently with Julie's Bake Shop. Pande moment, no? Pandesal. Welcome, Herbert Hernandez. Sir,
Hello po. Magandang hapon sa inyo or good evening na po. And thank you for inviting me. Bigatin yung mga kasama ko ngayon so nahiya ako. So, ang totoong rockstar yung mga kasama ko ngayon. So, maraming salamat. Thank you for inviting
actually, that's so true. Rockstar din sila on their own right. Grabe, last live stream ka pa dapat nandito eh. Ngayon mo lang kami napaunlakan. Ikaw ang bigatin.
Sorry, excited ako rito and thank you for having this kind of show dahil maraming natutulungan talaga. And maraming naghahanap ng gantong content. So thank you Sir Boris.
Yun ang goal, bro. Yun ang goal natin. Well, nag-start kayo sa ad agency niyo 2017 ba, 2016?
2017 nag-start ang GIGIL together with Badong Abisames, yung teacher ni Sir kanina. And kasama ko siya sa YNR before, multinational company. And nag-start kami kasi may nag-try mag-pirate sa kanya. Then pag hindi raw siya kukunin, ako daw kukunin. Kaya napilitan kami, sabi niya, start na tayo. Pero during that time, pre-pandemic pa no. So parang we're working on pandemic level din. So somehow, the advantage of us, like Badong and Mina, nag-start kami really small and agile. So, naging advantage namin ngayong pandemic kasi parang nag-work kami noon. Wala kaming opisina, online lang. So, ganun. That's GIGIL right now. Ang puno namin passion. Yun nga eh. Ang puno
Kaya
namin.
GIGIL, di ba? GIGIL. Alam mo, interested ako kasi may background din ako sa ahensya. I used to be with J. Walter Thompson before, and then Campaigns and Gray eventually. Gusto ko lang maintindihan kasi iba yung landscape ng advertising, pinasok ninyo yung digital di ba, sphere. At to begin with, hindi naman din ganun kalaki yung budget pag digital, di ba? So, or I could be wrong. Tapos, nung nagsimula kayo, biglang pumasok yung pandemic. How did you cope with that? Parang financially speaking, I don't know if you could share numbers or at least give us an idea. Kasi I could just imagine it's difficult, di ba?
Pero parang the direction of the industry rin pupunta na rin sa digital, no?
Okay.
Most of the budget din kasi tumataas na rin. Actually, baka nga nag-overtake pa the digital space in terms of budget kasi mas nakikita nila kasi kagad yung results. And ang difference, pero it will never replace the above the line. It will never replace. Pero ngayon kasi kailangan i-embrace ng lahat kung anong meron, which is digital ang pinaka marami ngayon. So that's the time na ang GIGIL naman idea agency. So hindi lang kami digital agency. So it happened lang mas marami ngayon available na digital na medium. So yun lang. Pero idea talaga yung binibenta ng GIGIL. More than
Actually, ang ganda ng point mo. Ngayon ko lang na-realize na tama ka. Pataas na nga naman talaga yung digital. And for all I know, baka mas nag-surge pa siya lalo nung nag-pandemya eh. Kasi parang that's the only medium right now eh.
To give you numbers, siguro para lang makita niyo yung context sa business ng GIGIL from 2019 to 2020. So 2020 nag-pandemic, tumaas pa yung yung business ng GIGIL to 29% increase. And 2020 to February 2021, 79% increase business-wise.
Wow,
So,
ang galing.
The business namin from last year dahil maraming clients pa rin. Nakita kasi maraming repeat clients kami na nagresulta ng business yung advertising. Yung mga sumugal, yung mga naging tapang during the pandemic, nakikinabang sila. Mamaya, I can share the stories ng Orocan na isa rin sa mga successful clients namin na sumugal during lockdown, lahat nagpapanik sila sumugal. So ganon. And even Netflix, client din namin yung Netflix, yung mga high risk, high reward, nagre-result talaga ng magandang resulta.
Kamusta naman yung business? How did you cope? Naapektuhan ba kayo nung 2020 last year?
Ang nangyari nung 2020, hindi business ang naapektuhan, more than the business. Maraming trabaho naman mas psychological, no?
Okay.
Especially for me, outgoing akong tao, extrovert ako. So, unlike before, mas madali magpahinga eh. Yung lumalabas ka, tumutugtog ako, 'di ba? Yun yung nangyayari. Mas more than financial, mental health ang inalagaan namin sa tao namin. So ayun yung mga adjustment na ginagawa namin. But right now, ang nangyayari, mas maraming brave clients ang sumusugal sa GIGIL. So yun.
Wonderful. Thank you. And I'm sure marami pang stories dyan. Abangan natin sa roundtable discussion. Thank you, Herbert, for being here. Papasukin na natin yung dalawa pa nating panelists. Jason, Decal, can you please come in? There you go. Ayan, kompleto na. Let's bolt in.
Bolt in.
Sir Boris, binabati lang ni Badong si Jason. Malupit daw mag-gitara si Jason.
Hi, sir. Sir ang tawag ko dyan, sir. Teacher.
Parang magkaka-concert tayo mamaya Show ko eh. Baka magpa-perform kayong dalawa.
I can start rapping for you na lang.
Kumihirit. Mag-audition na. Have you ever, sa bagay, rapping is basically so strong in New York then as well. Hey guys, just special shout out to some people. Sandro, Shirish, Edwin, Zaira, Renan, Edwin. Guys, thank you for tuning in. April, just tag your friends and ask your questions as we continue our conversation with these three fine gentlemen with me who are not just surviving, but actually thriving during this very disrupted period of our lives. Guys, siguro, let me start off with this question and anybody can answer. Of course, the entire concept is it's a moment. It's a pandemic moment. Naalala ko talaga yung Julie's Bake Shop eh. Dapat mag-advertise yung Julie's Bake Shop dito. Some people were giving a comment kasi doon sa post ni Herbert na bagay daw sa pandesal. But anyway, the idea behind it is because we want to capture moments where it was a defining moment for you guys. It was a turning point. Was there ever an aha moment in the last year and a half na when you were in the pandemic, whether in personal or professional, business-wise, that made you think or capture a significant thing mukhang alam ko na i-share ni Jason, but baka there's something else. So 1 or 2 or 3 things that was a pandem moment for you, a defining moment for you during the pandemic. Who would like to start?
Herbert? Ikaw.
Okay.
Yeah.
lang, like what I said kanina, no, yung client ko for Orocan, kasi during the first lockdown, exactly last year, no, lahat nagpanic, sabi nila, they're fully sensitive, walang sumugal, na sobrang sensitive sila, no, sa paligid. And yung Orocan, ang ginawa namin, nag-entertain kami. We did the Orocan Cubeta Got Talent, na kasi lockdown noon, walang noontime show. Ang ginawa namin, nagpa-contest kami online, singing contest sa loob ng Cubeta. So dahil using their tabo, so as in sobrang entertaining, ang daming nanood, and pagkatapos ng lockdown, guys, sabi ng clients, sobrang silang bumenta. And yun nga yun yung point na, yun nga, kung sino nag-embrace kung ano nangyayari instead of nagpanic, sila yung naikinabang. So, isa yun sa mga aha moment na tingin kong magandang i-share. And na-realize namin, kasi during that time, parang tabu na magpatawa during crisis. Sobrang akala nila, kasalanan magpatawa ngayong crisis. Instead, guys, hinahanap nga ng tao na outside, ang COVID nasa news na, everything. Pero outside news, give me something, give me entertainment. Ayaw na nilang pakinggan yung COVID. So it's really an moment ko na we have to embrace, especially sa mga entrepreneurs.
It probably became therapeutic pa, no? Kasi imbes na ma-depress ka or you
malaking ano yan eh. Kasi wala pa naman, walang libro nito eh. Walang libro. Anong gagawin natin pag ganito? Lockdown ng 1 year? And may magandang kwento lang ako na nakita ko sa internet na isa sa talk sa na sabi, merong isang creative director, tinanong niya yung doktor, sabi niya, kaibigan ng doktor, bro, anong pwede kong gawin? Kasi may matutulong ba kami as a creative sa mga doktor ngayon? Sabi ng doktor, patawanin niyo lang kami, just entertain. Gets? So yun yung malaking tulong, naghahanap ng mga tao. Kaya nga number 1 Netflix ngayon eh. Kaya number 1 ang ngayon, it's an escape. Naghahanap ng escape ng mga tao.
Well, ibang discussion to, pero I'm just curious whether if that's helpful. It's helpful at the onset, pero in the long run, would that be, kasi it's like being ambivalent, di ba? Parang it's numbing yourself with the situation, but it's a good escape, parang therapeutic nga, so to speak.
But kasi may news naman eh. Business-wise, they support people who entertain them.
Could I jump in then, Boris, Herbert? It's because, like I mentioned, I've lost people like since the beginning of the pandemic. Yung tito ko, he was a frontliner. We lost him in March last year. So that's how early it was. And I was here in New York. And it is in the news. It's everywhere. And then aside from the news, you have crazy politics. And, that's no matter where you are, it's crazy politics. And lalo na sa Pilipinas. You have to think about things like that. And what Herbert's saying is great. It's because I think that was my pandemic moment. Like, I'm going through the loss of family. I'm hearing about my friends, worried about my parents, because my parents are still there, or still with you guys there in the Philippines. And I realized, like, as I was working with an innovation consulting firm. We were talking to some of the largest brands in the world, and I had to kind of keep myself composed. And we do need to think of moment to moment. Na if I need to take a break, let's take a break. So for me, that was I leaned back into gaming. Like I learned how to play again. And that's like how I discovered, like, maybe I should learn about streaming and all of that. And for Filipinos, we have Kumu, we have great apps now that you can take on. And if it gives you joy, then do something that gives you joy, especially in a time that's so hard, like now.
Yeah, tama. Pero it's just na maging apathetic din, no? Walang pakialam.
Yeah.
Friend, wala kang pakialam sa news, meron ka pa rin pakialam. Pero aside from doon, anong pwede mong gawin, no?
Mm-mm.
Balance lang.
Hindi lang ang comms right now is COVID, di ba? Yeah.
Tama. It's just a balance, just a good balance, right? Jason,
Yeah.
what's your defining moment last year?
Okay, so marami actually, no? So much so that I released my ebook 2020. 2019, I published a book called The Practical Entrepreneur. I wrote a lot of things there. Now, when 2020 came, parang ang daming relevant na sinulat ko. So I decided to create an ebook that will complement what I wrote, no, the book I published. So there are some of the things that I realized, no, during that is number one is people should now think of what really brings value to them. Kasi biglang nawala ang trips to Boracay, pitching to investors in Singapore. Biglang
Yeah.
that all disappeared, no? And your long-term goals suddenly disappeared. Long-term goals. So I mentor a lot of entrepreneurs, and what I teach them is you have to do quick wins right now, no? Because everything is unexpected. All the events are unexpected. So when you win today, when you win this week, you have to be happy. You have to pat yourself on the back. Congratulate yourself. Nanalo ka this week. It's like fighting a battle, and then wait a little. You don't have to win the war immediately, no? Win small battles first. And the more important thing there is not about the winning, and it's about the endurance, no? What I tell my mentees is, you have to learn to endure, and that's the quality of a true entrepreneur. Because of the 20 years that I've been an entrepreneur, it's all about failures. It's all about patterns of failures that you have to get out of, and it's all about endurance, diba? And I think secondly, the most important thing that I learned is, which is the last chapter of my book, is how to become a spiritual entrepreneur. No, it's when we try to simplify our lives and try to be closer to God and meditating on the scriptures day and night. If you meditate on the scriptures, all the answers are there. And if you read my book, every chapter has a theme scripture that you can relate to business, to life, to this pandemic. And somehow it makes everything better. It makes everything easier to endure. You don't have to win it, remember, you don't have to win the pandemic, but you can endure it until the next day, until the next week. Yeah.
May nagtanong, Jason, dapat yan daw ang free giveaway ngayon, yung ebook mo.
Oh, sure. I can give it. Yeah, free for all the viewers. I'll give the link.
Oh, di ba? So, ipopost
Yeah.
ni Jason yung link, guys, ha?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Gusto ko yun. Gusto ko magkaroon. Yeah.
Yes.
Sabi, personal
I will.
signed copy kami, ha? E-sign copy.
And I think
No, I'll send you the physical copies.
And
Total
what-
3 of you.
I think what Jason was saying for all the viewers is important then. Whether you meditate or you pray, it's important to look for something higher, especially in these hard times. And check on a friend. You never know what people are going through right now. On Facebook, on Instagram, it may look like they're having the greatest time of their lives, but they might be going through something difficult. So check on a friend. I think that's the easiest thing that we can do.
Totoo yun. It's just to reconnect at one way or another. And I think that's how yung mga ads nyo sa GIGIL, Herbert, that's how people reconnect with one another. Kasi yung huling ad mo about wag maging judge, wag maging bully sa 40. Parang people started sharing
No
it.
tita shaming. No tita shaming.
Tita shaming pala. People started giving it to their titas. Yeah, so that's a way to reconnect with your titas, and in a very light way, the light-mannered way.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
well, ayun naman, siguro, katulad ng Julies, no, they embrace change, Isa rin yun sa mga, yun na rin yung how Gen Z communicate right now, Gusto nila maging relevant din sa kanila. Somehow we have to accept ano nangyayari ngayon, then embrace or do something about it, no? Ganun lang naman, no? And sobrang tuwan-tuwa rin ako sa mga na-experience ko din, no? Especially right now, hindi mo talaga malaman kung ano mangyayari kinabukasan eh. Pero
Exactly.
you have to be ready na lang. And more than hanapin mo kung ano yung wala, ang ginagawa ng GIGIL, ano yung meron? What can we maximize, no? And especially lockdown, yung pwede ko rin i-share yung Dota o ako na campaign namin. Nagkaroon ng lockdown during that time for Netflix. They have to promote Dota's Dragon's Blood show. Biglang nagka-lockdown, hindi kami makapag-shoot. In-embrace namin yung lockdown, pero mas gumanda pa yung execution. Hindi, alam mo yun, something like that, no? Minsan talaga, more than gumive up ka, yun nga sabi nga ni Jason, about resilience din eh. Ano yung pwede? I-accept mo kung ano yung nangyari, then do something about it.
I like the points that I'm hearing so far, no? Yung parang, so there's endurance, there's resilience, there's resourcefulness. Kasi sometimes ang complaint natin, walang resources, pero kulang lang tayo sa pagiging resourceful. So I like the story. Baka may Decal, ikaw or Jason, but may stories ba kayo from your clients? Go ahead.
I would say sure. Like it's important the grit, the resourcefulness. I've been consulting for large companies talking about innovation. It's really in constraint. When you put boundaries, that's where you start to come up with new ideas of what you can do. And I think that's where our imagination sparks up. So think about like, what are my constraints? And instead of resisting them, work with them. But I think more importantly, it's also keeping people accountable. Because you can say that, oh, there's so many resources, but if people should be helping, ask them to help. And I'd say also, if you have like the ability, like truly have the ability to help out, go to Jason's group, go to Bounce Back. And if you have the ability, pay full price, because that's what's going to help people. Don't try to ask for discounts if you don't need them.
Not competition, collaboration.
Exactly.
Yung nangyayari ngayon sa Bounce Back PH, Jason. Ano kung magkakalaban, kung sila, competitors sila of the same industry, how do they unite?
Actually, we encourage collaboration. We are, because there's no way you can compete right now. Wala talaga. So when we broke up the group into Bounce Back restaurants, Bounce Back events, Bounce Back let's say real estate. No, all of the companies, all of the business owners, they were sharing information, secrets before were secrets. Now they open it up. How do I recover my restaurant? And sharing recipes, sharing whatever they can to help each other recover. No, and that's what makes the Filipino very different. No, it's the Pinoy bayanihan spirit, the Pinoy compassion. No, na when I post something, no, that say, hey guys, this hospital needs help, this business needs help, siguradong dudumugin yan ng tulong sa Bounce Back. And that's what I really found out, and I really admired during that time when I was running. That's why I ran Bounce Back with no earnings, no salary, full time for a long period of time last year, because that's what drove me. It's that passion to really help out these SMEs, and not only help them out, but lead them to help each other. And I think we were successful in doing that.
Yeah, and I think with what Jason was saying earlier, like providing value. If you're providing value, there will be someone that you can help. If you're thinking from how can I serve, then you're going to be able to find someone to serve. Especially now, like we were talking about the digital. The walls have fallen apart. People are starting to realize that, oh, I can hire someone in the Philippines. Oh, I can get clients from the United States, Canada, all of that. Like just a few weeks ago, I was doing a workshop in Canada, but from here in New York. So there are opportunities there that we can take. And I think if you are a leader, then you can help organize people. Maybe if you're not a marketer like Herbert, you can find someone to help you market your services, and like try to find some work abroad, because people are looking for ways to save then.
Yeah.
So I'd like
Go ahead,
So,
Herbert.
ang galing kasi, no, yung in terms of, kumbaga, collaboration. And isa rin kasi sa POV naman ng client to the agency, di ba? Before, parang nagko-compete sila, ngayon, the more na mas kailangan kayong mag-align, mas you have to trust each other, no? Parang ganun. Nangyayari, yung client, naniniwala na sa agency to do ano yung tingin naming tama. So yun, we attract client din. Kaya nag-work. Ganun din, we just let our client be client din. Kung ano yung kailangan nila, we listen. Ganun din nakikinig kami. Then we address it creatively. Then pinapasa rin namin yan sa mga director namin. Pag kumuha kami ng director, we get directors na tingin namin, pagkakatiwalaan namin, hindi kami yung mag-direct. Hayaan namin yung director do their job. So ganun. So a good vicious cycle, hindi naman, good cycle na tuloy-tuloy hanggang makagawa ng great product.
Yeah. Yun yung added value nyo eh. Guys, I'm going to divert now our attention to some of the questions sa comment sa chat ng mga tao. Meron dito sa Herbert, sabi niya, related to Julie's question, how did GIGIL get the insight that surreal ads would work in this time of crisis? What was the insight born of the pandemic in the first place?
Ano naman, the surreal type naman, marami namang, hindi naman yun lang laging solusyon namin, no? I mean, yun lang yung nangyayaring mas nag-explode. Pero, admittedly, ang original intention namin talaga is, kasi ang insight nun, ever since naman, Julius is into, masyadong malapit siya sa tita, and kasi yung owner, 50 years old na nag-start nung bakery niya. So parang we have to be relevant lang dun sa market na mas bata. And ayun yung language nila ngayon. Ganun ka baliw, ganun ka surreal, pero at the same time may message pa rin. So case to case talaga, no? Hindi namin yung tipong ang solusyon dito dapat lang tayo walang isang solusyon. It's always business objective ang ina-address. Then the insight, nakukuha na lang namin yun sa kliyente.
So kumbaga there's a problem that you're trying to address from client, right?
Yun talaga yung ginagawa namin. So, yung insight na yun is dahil yung Julie's Bake Shop, nag-start siya, 50 na. Di ba? So, ang daming nag-question. Hindi ko lang pwedeng i-reveal pero it's a real story. And ginawan lang namin ng interesting take kung paano ikwento yun. Hindi the usual way.
Yeah. Maniningil na ako sa Julie's Bake Shop, konti na lang. Jason, may tanong sa'yo about how do you now parang screen the scammers sa Bounce Back PH? Meron ba?
Well, hindi natin maiwasan yon. Meron din tayong actually right now, no, there's rampant ngayon sa Facebook yung mga phishing na mga nagko-comment na automated. That's why in Bounce Back, I have 10 moderators there, 10 admins and moderators na we take care of the reports. So when somebody reports that, hey, this is a potential red alert na post or comment, the admins check it out and then we make a decision to delete it, and then or to block that particular person. So as much as possible, we want to make Bounce Back a safe place. Although may mga nakakalusot na post, tapos especially kung medyo political yung post, pagka-check namin, nasa 1,000 comments na. Yun ang so
Maling group.
Maling group. So we need the help of the people, to report to the admins kasi napakaraming posts na I think our backlog for today is like 8,000 posts. That's our backlog for checking and approving.
Yeah.
So we need your help to really police the group as well. Yeah.
All right. Well, you're empowering your people, so they have to be responsible and disciplined as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Decal, I have a question for you. From your experience helping doing a startup yourself, and with your clients right now, how would you summarize mga key attributes that startup companies or businesses would need now, especially during this time?
For now, I would say try to understand where you really are. Whether that is your financial books, meaning go over the numbers, see how long the business is going to last. If you're considering taking a business, see if you can really do it, because it's hard. I'm going to be honest. Sometimes, entrepreneurship isn't the way that you want to make money. And but if you see that you have the drive, the grit, the resourcefulness, then do it. Like, there are opportunities out there if you think that you can provide value. If not, take a moment to look. And I'd say, especially now, take a moment to breathe. We all deserve to take a break, take a time to breathe. I'm a believer and a supporter of purposeful play. So, like, give yourself time to really find out what you want to do, because this is our moment to pause, reevaluate, and see what we want to do in the long term.
Yun yung inspiration ng Upstart board game mo, di ba? Don't take it too seriously. It's a game. Have a game plan. Put it together. Herbert, same question pero customized to you. What do you think yung magandang katangian ng mga kliyente mo or even GIGIL itself that allows you to be parang riskier during this time? Meron bang ganong attributes na gusto mong i-highlight?
Sa GIGIL talaga, may motto kami, no? High risk, high reward. So, kasi mas riskier pa ngayon maging safe in terms of communication, no? Hindi yung lalabas ka ng bahay, no? In terms of communication or ideas. Kasi mas mahirap ngayon yung attention ng mga tao, no? So yun, those things na naniniwala kami and nag-result naman Parang lahat ng nilalabas namin pinag-uusapan, at the same time bumibenta sila. So yun, and tiwala din sa isa't isa. Those things ang kasi before, di ba, kailangan mag-pitch ng client. Ngayon, kailangan yung agency mag-pitch ng mga client. Ngayon, nilalapitan kami ng client kasi gusto nila yung work namin. And nagiging mas kaming dalawa yung nagsisolve ng problema. Agency and the client. Mas tight yung ginagawa namin ngayon than before na sobrang layo ng kliyente sa agency. So those things, ang nakikita namin na mas nagiging tight lahat dapat ngayon. Kaya yun din yung point niya ng bounce back, di ba? Mas tulungan ngayon, mas kailangan tanggalin natin mga barriers. Ako yung kliyente, ako hindi. We're here to help. Anong pwede naming matulong? Ito yung meron kami, ipapahiram namin. So those things.
Yeah, collaborate pa rin, di ba? Collaborate and then yun nga, parang take calculated risk, I suppose. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. The calculated risk kasama yon.
Sir Jason, what's the future for Bounce Back? Alam ko parang you're super relevant ngayon, lalo na parang parang nagre-repeat performance tayo sa crisis, pero how do you see this in the long run?
Okay. So Bounce Back right now is institutionalizing, meaning we're organizing it talaga in such a way it's formal and with a board and everything, no? Because we want to make more impact in an organized way, no? Not just like a Facebook group. So our mission, aside from SME recovery this year, no, is training and accreditation. So we partnered during our anniversary, March 12, we partnered with about 12 associations, signed with them so that we can provide livelihood and retooling and retraining and accreditation, no, certification. No? So we actually enrolled already 100 data privacy students, scholars, na worth 30,000 pesos na free of charge. 100 and after the training they'll be certified as data privacy certified providers, no? So that's what we want to do, and we have this very ambitious goal of training 1 million Filipinos, 1 million certified Filipinos to help them recover faster from this pandemic. Parang ganun siya, and not just recover but to rise above the pandemic, no? Even our motto in Bounce Back is be better than ever. Yan, that is our motto.
Ang galing, galing. Sali kami dyan. Sasali kami dyan. I mean,
Oh, anytime, anytime.
guys, I would like to apologize to our viewers. I can't read all your comments at this point. Lalo na yung mahaba. Ang haba ng iba. But you guys are amazing. It's a good audience. But I just want to, in a way, I'm wrapping up. We only have 5 more minutes. So guys, baka meron kayong gustong message na ibigay sa mga manonood natin ngayon, to our viewers. Our topic is turning the crisis into transformational opportunities. You could tell a story, you could cite an example, or you could just share a message. Kunwari, si Decal, you can share a message to all freelancers out there, Herbert to all business owners, di ba? Or si Jason to entrepreneurs. Who wants to go first?
I can go quick. So enjoy, like we were talking about earlier. Celebrate the small wins, whether it's waking up in the morning and sending a message to a friend, or submitting a job application, or registering your business. Whatever that small win is, celebrate it, be thankful, be generous. And again, check on friends, check on the community, and join a community. Especially now, we all need to collaborate. So join Bounce Back, find the people who are your tribe.
Awesome. And I'm really glad to hear your story, Karina Decal. It's amazing that you're brave enough and courageous to share it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who wants to go next?
Yeah.
Sige, ako na.
Sige, Herbert. Sige, Herbert.
Hindi, ito kasi tumatakbo rin ako eh. So yun yung first love ko before the bike. Kaso mas mahirap na ngayon. So nagpo-bike na ako. Pero believer talaga ako ng kasabihan na yung buhay talaga marathon. No? So it's really, especially now, mas mabagal ngayon, di ba? And yung natutunan ko when I ran my first 42 kilometers is yung parang never mo titignan yung ibang runner, no? You have your own pace. You have your own pace, you have your own race. Ang kailangan matapos mo siya. And check mo lang yung ibang tao if you want to check kung kamusta sila. Kung gusto mo silang tulungan. So those things na you have your own race and makakarating ka doon. Yung ibang tumakbo na mabilis, magugulat ka, hihinto sila kasi hindi nila pace yun. Pero maunahan mo sila. So yun. Those things ang tingin kong magandang lesson for this.
Galing, galing. I love it. Thank you, Herbert. Sir Jason, they did that according to age, by the way. Go ahead. Sorry.
Sino last? Well, okay. So my final message to the viewers. Remember that an entrepreneur solves problems. And in a crisis, there are many problems to solve. And that means that there are many opportunities for you to recover by solving the problems that that came from this crisis. No, napakarami yan. But ang pinaka-advice ko sa inyo, okay, alam mo, people are so stressed and they get depressed. Why? It's because they are running after somebody else's goals. Okay, so you meditate and think about it. Is social media or society shaping the way you shape your goals? No, that's the common problem of all entrepreneurs. Dapat ang goals nila ay goals talaga nila. Kasi ang nangyayari ngayon, kung ano yung nakikita nila, yun ang gusto nilang maging. And when their pace, ang sinasabi nga ni Herbert, is not the same pace as the others, napapagod sila, they give up, they get stressed. But actually, hindi pala nila goal yun. Okay? Because remember that success is not a standard. No, it's always relative. It's always relative to you. And lastly, always pray for endurance, and the scriptures is the only way we can get out of this. Amen. Because it gives us all the practical knowledge. It's not just spiritual. If you read every scripture, no, everything's practical. And God, Jesus wanted us to learn the practical ways how to live a good life. Always remain in God's love. All right? That's it. Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Ang ganda.
Sobrang totoo yun. Magagalitan ako nanay ko pag di ko sinabi to, na bitaw, kumbaga, ano ka lang, i-offer mo na everything sa kanya. So, siya nang bahala sa'yo. Just do your best. Siya nang bahala.
I
And
love
that's
it. I love
for whatever higher belief that it is, really, find that higher purpose, especially in these hard times.
Galing, galing. If I am to put that together, I really love the self-awareness, self-help take from Decal. I like what you said about, look at yourself first, celebrate small wins, take small steps. Don't be too stressed out with the big challenges that you have right now. One step at a time. Go with the race, sabi ni Herbert. And when you run the race, you're not competing with the others, you're competing with yourself. And try to give it your best shot because after all, you're your best competitor. So instead of competition, collaboration. And I like what, of course, Jason said, si Tito Jason. And when he said that at the end of the day, we need to look up to our spiritual authority. And self-care is nothing unless you have a spiritual authority who is sovereign over you. And that's where we put our trust and faith into, right? When everything is parang thrown out of the window, parang seemingly bleak yung future, all you can do is really trust God. Amen. Amen to that. Guys, thank you so
Amen.
much. I love this piece. I love conversing with you all. It's been a fantastic time. To my editor, I'm on time. 1 hour lang po yan. So we are good. Thank you guys for watching. And I
Thank
hope
you so much.
it's been a helpful time for you guys. God bless everyone.
Stay safe.
Getting your message across in this highly digitized world is a challenge. You need numerous platforms and highly skilled workers to produce engaging and professional online events. This is why we live. We come alongside you and manage your back-end online event needs, so you can focus on what really matters. Your content. We're ready to amplify and get your message across.